He might look like just your average horse, but you are looking at a four-legged legend named Zippy Chippy. He has the dubious distinction of being one of the most losing racehorses in racing history. Yet the more he lost, the higher his star rose, earning him a cult following and turning him into a bona fide star. His story is laid out in the pages of a brand new book called The Legend of Zippy Chippy. We're so pleased to have author William Thomas join us this morning. And what a subject. I mean, this is fantastic. What drew you to it?
I'm a hiker, and I spend a lot of time down in the Finger Lakes on doing some long walks. And after I hike, I like a beer. And I got into a bar with a guy, and I used to play the pony, so we started swapping horse stories. And I know all the great stories. Secretariat, he said, well, we have Secretariat the opposite here.
The anti-secretariat.
The anti-secretariat. I said, really? And he started telling me some stories about Zippy Chippy. I said, where can I buy the book? And he said, I don't know if there is a book. And so I went to the trainer. I said, who's done the book? He said, 2 people tried, and nobody's done it. So I jumped in.
So you jumped in, and we're happy that you did.
Thank you.
When you look, though, at the lineage, the ancestry of this horse, you would think, when you hear words like northern dancer, native dancer, and all these horses, you think he should have been way better.
War Admiral, world away, man of war. He should have been the American Pharaoh.
Yeah.
He really should have. Yeah, Zippy had some problems in the sense that he lost every race he ever ran, and he went to post 100 times. But he, as you said in your intro, he got a fan following. There were 10,000 people showed up to watch him run against a ball player in Rochester, New York. So they used to bet him down to the favorite. He should have gone off at 99-1. There's the ball player. Jose Herrera.
That beat him.
In victory. Yeah, not a lot of horses lose to human beings, I can tell you that.
In a 40-yard race.
It was 40 yards, but I can tell you, the next year they had Man Against Beast 2. They increased the distance 10 yards, and he beat Darnell McDonald. He just stomped him. So it was yeah, he finally won a race against a human being.
You know, it's really interesting because there are lessons to be learned in failure. We were having a bit of a conversation beforehand, and I said, I loved the part where you talked about those lessons, and you said, mercy, I almost didn't include it.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm very hesitant to be talking from a pulpit or to be a motivator and things like that. But when I looked at this story, I started thinking about kids, and the underlying theme of this book is that the emphasis that we have put on winning in today's society is criminal. I mean, it's produced Lance Armstrong. I don't have to say anything more than that. So winning at all costs, and I thought, you know, maybe there are some lessons that certainly Zippy taught us, and I would hope that we start to pass these along to our kids, that you know, failure is not coming second. Failure is not answering the bell in the next race to give yourself a chance to come first, you know. So, and Felix had some, you know, one of the lessons is that life, as I say, life is not a beach, it's a bitch. Life is tough, and as Felix used to say, today my horse, he's losing real close. And I'm thinking there are some days when losing real close is plenty close enough. You know, it's about trying and trying and trying again.
Thank you so much for being here, William.
Thank
and congratulations on the book, The Legend of Zippy Chippy, Life Lessons from Horse Racing's Most Lovable Loser.